Hi, everybody. By now, you probably know who I am. I'm the author or publisher of Pucker Factor, Stories of MACV SOG. And today I have the fourth issue. Now, what I'm going to do over the next couple of months is tell you about some of the stories in all of my books. And this one, you're going to find pretty interesting. So, who's the man on the front cover? Well, that guy is Ted Braden. Why is Ted Braden on the front cover of a MACV SOG book? Well, that's because Ted Braden was SOG. Now, the correlation between that and a very famous hijacker is D.B. Cooper. So a friend of mine wrote a book. His name is Drew Hurst Beeson, Paratrooper of Fortune. And together he and I did a feature in the fourth issue of my book. So for those that don't know or are too young, D.B. Cooper was this mysterious man wearing a suit, and he basically hijacked the plane. And the plane in question, you were able to exit from the back of the plane. So this individual, he didn't hurt anybody, but he jumped out the back of the plane during the evening at a high altitude, and with a lot of money, and was never seen again. So there are many suspects. And for my part of this, I listed all of the potential suspects, and many of them have a special forces background. One of the most famous would be Robert Rackshaw, who was seen here. I know the light's not the greatest, but each one of these individuals all could have been him. What about Braden? Well, Braden was a very interesting individual. He was born in 1928 in Ohio. And he was also a World War II veteran, and he arrived, it says here, he just missed out on the 101st Airborne's participation in the D-Day invasion of 1944. Still, he did receive a Bronze Star with an oak leaf for actions in valor. So we're going to move forward here. And the article is really, this is Drew's portion of the book where he was able to kind of whittle down his novel on Ted and why he thinks it was him. So here's the book in question, written by Drew. Now, Braden was kind of a very interesting character. And when he was in SOG, he went AWOL and was found by the CIA in the Congo, which is interesting because the CIA was already there in the Congo trying to fight gun running in that country by Cubans. And there are only very few people who would have been able to do this high altitude jump. So Braden would have been able to do that, as he was like a master parachutist. And Drew was nice enough to give me some pictures to put in the book. So here, again, I'm sorry for the lighting. Here is Braden here. Now, to quote Braden, he has said here, the reason that it says here about him being in the military. I was drawing pay as a sergeant first class. I like the first class thing, but it's not possible on $800 a month. So it kind of gives you an indication that this guy would have done just about anything. So it is definitely a very interesting, and this is the photo fit of quote unquote D.B. Cooper. There's Braden. So you can see the similarity. But anyway, so that's just a little taste about that one story. There are a lot of interesting things that we found, articles and what have you. The one thing is that when he went to the Congo, he took an alias, and that alias was actually of a Canadian SOG man who was killed during a training exercise, which I found kind of unusual. But yeah, anyway, that's just one of them, one of the great stories in this book. And hopefully I gave you some interest in reading more about this or picking up Drew's book. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a good night.